Imagine this. While you're struggling to make ends meet, the bigwigs at the top are stuffing their pockets with more cash than ever. That's the stark reality for grain terminal workers at CBH's Kwinana facility, who found themselves locked out of their jobs during a cost of living crisis. But here's where it gets controversial. The lockout came as a retaliatory measure from the company after a small group of maintenance workers took action over a pay dispute. Let's dive into the details. The Maritime Union of Australia and electrical trade union members at the CBH grain terminal received a shocking notice at 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday evening. They were informed not to report for their 5:30 a.m. shift the next morning. This abrupt lockout affected all 130 workers at the terminal. A drastic move that left many families in limbo. And this is the part most people miss. The lockout was a response to 24 maintenance workers implementing rolling stoppages over 5 days. These workers were informed that they would only be paid 9% of their salary for a full day's work, even though the tasks they refused to do, known as isolations, make up less than 10% of their typical workday. The Maritime Union of Australia, MUA, has been negotiating in good faith with CBH since March, seeking a modest 6% annual wage increase. However, CBH countered with a paltry 2.5% raise, which is well below the inflation rate. This stingy offer comes despite CBH enjoying a bumper grain season and recording a $73.8 million surplus in the last financial year. Meanwhile, the CBH chairman, Stead, saw his earnings jump by 7.3% to $260,000, and the CEO, Macnamara, enjoyed an 8% increase, taking his salary from $811,000 to $876,000. Will Tracy, the WA branch secretary of the MUA, didn't mince words when he called out the lockout as an unconscionable act. This is an extremely aggressive act of provocation by CBH, especially coming on the back of stripping 91% of maintenance workers' income when they perform bans representing less than 10% of the work they do on any normal day, he stated. Tracy went on to describe the lockout as the worst of corporate bastardry, highlighting the stark contrast between the workers' struggles and the executives' lavish lifestyles. The workers at CBH have been instrumental in supporting farming communities by ensuring grain gets to export partners. Yet, their reward for this dedication? A lockout and a wage dispute that seems to favor the company's bottom line over the workers' well-being. Tracy questioned the morality and ethics of such actions, asking, is it fair? Locking an entire workforce of 130 out of their workplace because 24 maintenance workers refuse to work for almost nothing is offensive and wrong. So, what do you think? Is this a fair strategy, or is it a blatant display of corporate greed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's spark a conversation about the ethics of industrial relations and the treatment of workers in today's corporate landscape.